Hey there, it's Coach Nancy from The Watering Mouth. I am a life coach and weight loss coach, as well as a recipe developer for The Watering Mouth. Today I have a special video for you. I have gone into the test kitchen and created 4 new recipes for salad dressings. Now, Dr. Furman insists on us having a large salad. If we're going to follow the Eat to Live Nutritarian lifestyle, we're to have a large salad each day. And we can cram that with greens and beans and onions and mushrooms and all sorts of yummies. But sometimes we need a topping. We need a salad dressing that just makes it pop, makes it come together. And I hope that you'll find that one of these, if not all 4 of these, will suit the bill for you. If you'd like the recipes, please go to thewateringmouth.com/cheatsheets if you haven't already, and you can get access to these recipes. I hope you get these because on that sheet with the recipes, I've also put some tips for making your own salad dressings, for creating your own dressings. I've put some lists of things that are helpful, and I hope you'll find that you'll use them and create your own salad dressings. So without further ado, let's see what I've whipped up.
Hey there. In the intro, I told you about the special PDF I put together for you about making your own salad dressing. Well, when you get that from the cheat sheet, you'll see that we start making a dressing with a good bulky base. So our first dressing has a unique base. It's zucchini. This is a green goddess dressing. Into the Vitamix goes 2 medium zucchini, a stalk of celery, some lemon juice. Did you know that celery and lemon juice are perceived as saltiness on your tongue? Yeah, that's right. So when we're not using salt, we can use some celery, some lemon juice or lime juice to create that little bit of saltiness. It's perceived that way anyway on our tongue. You can do that in soups and salads. So we're doing that in this dressing. All right, then we add some plant milk and water. Now for the flavorings. Unfortified nutritional yeast, affectionately known as Nooch. I'm using Trader Joe's 21 Salute seasoning. You can use your favorite salt-free seasoning. I'm also going to use a little bit of onion and herb Mrs. Dash. I just found this. I really like it. A few turns of a variety of peppercorns, some fresh garlic, and dried parsley. Now we'll whirl this up in the blender. Kitchen shears are a great tool for cutting chives. So chives can become stringy and wrapped around the blender blade if you just throw them in without cutting them. Ask me how I know this. Done it before. So I'm just going to snip these up and give them a quick little chop, and they'll be ready to throw into the blender. And then I'm just going to whirl it just a few seconds to get that incorporated. So this dressing is light, and you can use as much of it as you would like on your salad. So drown it, that's fine. Next up, we're making a creamy mustard dressing. The base for this one is sesame seeds in the form of tahini. The best tahini is a raw tahini. Some brands of tahini can be bitter. I'll put a link to the one we like on the cheat sheet. So for the mustard dressing, we will use the smaller container for the Vitamix because it makes a smaller amount. It just gets lost in the big container. We'll start by putting the lemon juice in the container and then adding the tahini. This is a trick to help the tahini not stick to the bottom of the container. If we put that in first, it would get stuck to the top. When we flipped it over, it would still be sticking there. So put the lemon juice in first. I'm using Trader Joe's brand tahini this time. It's a new jar, and you'll see that the oil has collected on the top. I'll pour this off and discard it. It does make for a thicker tahini. Some people stir it in, but to me it's worth it not to have all that oil in it. I'll put in a little sodium-free mustard. I'm using the West Bray brand, which there'll also be a link in the cheat sheet. Some water, fresh ground pepper, a soaked date for a little sweetness, and a piece of sweet onion will add just the right balance of sweet with this rich umami flavor of the tahini. Umami is that savory flavor that we get with tahini. and with the richer kinds of foods like nuts. It's a bit thick, so in goes a little more water, but ooh, it is lovely now. Perfect consistency, nice and thick, but not too thick. Now this is a great kind of base salad dressing that you can add herbs or other flavors that you like to it. I'm just going to keep it with the mustard flavor for this one. All right, next up is a tomato dressing. The bulk of this one is tomatoes, cashews, and vinegar. It has a little of each of these, not a large amount of any of them. The recipe calls for sun-dried tomatoes, which I'll show you here. These have only 20 milligrams of sodium in a serving of 2 tablespoons, so they are low sodium. I refer to sun-dried tomato products as low sodium, but sometimes that's not how the package doesn't reflect that. So just pointing that out, that these are low sodium with 20 milligrams in 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to use tomato paste actually in this recipe just to show you that you can do that, make that substitution when you can't find sun-dried tomatoes. I soaked some cashews and I'll drain them and throw them in. Now some fresh garlic and some of my favorite 4% acidity balsamic vinegar. This is good stuff. I'll add some water and then crumble up some dried oregano in the dressing. You know, if you pinch up the dried herbs, it helps to release the oil. So I do that as I put it in my blender here. I'll use a little freshly ground pepper. I'm sure you've noticed this. I use this ingredient lots. The flavor of freshly ground pepper versus already ground pepper is noticeable. It's worth getting a pepper grinder. They're so readily available. You can just pull them off the shelf. This is a Trader Joe's product, but you can get refillable ones, whatever. This one has some pink peppercorns in it too. It's a rainbow variety. All right, now I'll buzz this up and it is ready. By the way, these dressings will stay fresh in the refrigerator for 3 to 5 days, so it's nice to have made extras to have on hand. Our last dressing is a chunky hummus. Now, you may not think of hummus as a dressing, but it makes a wonderful dressing, and I'll tell you how in a minute. There are lots of hummus recipes out there. I'm making a simple one that I enjoy as a dressing or on steamed veggies. It's garbanzo beans with a little of the liquid, some lemon juice for tang, and some mellow white miso for saltiness. Some of the no-salt mustard that we used before, the Westbury brand, and the rainbow peppercorns get ground into the mixture. I'll put in some garlic and a touch of tahini. Now I won't whirl this until it's smooth. I'll whirl it just enough to break down the beans and the garlic. This hummus has some heft to it because it isn't smooth and creamy. I could have used the smaller container for this for my blender as it makes a small amount, but this will work. All right, it's a chunky hummus. Yummy. So to use this for a dressing, just stir in some more water and lemon juice to thin it out. You could use lime juice. You could put in some tomato paste, tomato sauce. You can also mix in some salsa for a flavorful punch. So just play with the hummus. Use it in different ways and see what you can come up with for yourself. All right, that's it for my salad dressing demo. Hope you enjoyed.
All right, now you have 4 new recipes to add to your rotation of salad dressings. And I hope you get those cheat sheets at thewateringmouth.com/cheatsheets so you can get the list of ingredients that I put together for you to figure out how to make your own salad dressings. And speaking of which, if you've got a salad dressing recipe you'd like to share with us, please drop it down below in the comments. We'd love to give you a place to share your recipes and tell us how you would like to top your salads. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Coach Nancy.